Tony Toons, word of the day. Deja vu. The feeling of having heard all of this shit before. The top 4 pickup lines you should never, and I mean never, use on a woman while you're out at the bar. I'm so jealous of your heart, 'cause it's pumping inside of you instead of me. Wanna play Barbies? I'll be Ken, and you can be the box that I come in. Roses are red and violets are blue. Rhyming is hard like I am for you. I don't know about you, but I'm quite curious how many other countries in the world collect taxes from their people so they can give the money to Canada. The magic of satellites. They never get hit with any of that space debris. They never collide with other satellites. They remarkably never break down or need any servicing, and they don't even melt in the middle of the 2,500-degree thermosphere. There are no actual photos of them floating around up there, and they only seem to exist in CGI and cartoons.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Tony Toons, tip of the day. If your palm itches, you're going to get something. If your crotch itches, you already got it. Property taxes. When owning a home means renting it from the government. I 1,000% don't care if people talk shit about me, 'cause I was raised to flush shit down the toilet and not play with it.
If you smell...
Don't be like some people out there. Just because you were conceived in the back of a Jeep doesn't make you part Cherokee. Hey, you're not really drunky drunk until you're speaking full-on and fluent Ozzy Osbourne. When I think about you, I touch myself. Meaning, I rub my temples 'cause you give me a migraine. And now it's time for... Tattoo artist. Who is the only person you can trust with Vaseline on their fingers? Getting a BJ from a 7-year-old woman is a lot like bungee jumping. It feels great and exhilarating. Just do not look down.
What you talking about, Willis?
Cheating on me is easy, but learning to walk again after I shoot you in the kneecaps is hard. Stay loyal, my friends. If memory serves me correctly, this was the very first smartphone. 2 young lovers go up to the mountains for a romantic winter vacation. When they get to the cabin, the guy goes out and he chops some wood to start in the fireplace. When he gets back, he says, "Honey, my hands are freezing." To that she replies, "Well, come on over here and I'll warm them between my legs." He goes out a couple of more times and he does the same thing. After dinner, he goes out one more time to chop some more wood for the night. When he returns again, he says, "Honey, my hands are really freezing." She looks him dead in the eye and says, "For crying out loud, Robert, don't your ears ever get cold?" Satan: "So what brings you to hell?" Jabroni: "I was at a hotel and I rolled a joint with a page of the Bible."
What you talking about, Willis?
Back in 2003, an investigative journalist went to Afghanistan to study the culture and was shocked to discover that women were made to walk 10 paces behind the men. She asked her guide why, and he said, "Because they're considered of a lesser status." Outraged, the journalist went home. A few years later, she returned, covering further violence in the region, and was surprised to see that now the women were walking 10 paces ahead of the men. So she turned to her guide and she asked, "What's changed?" The guide replied, "Landmines." Hey, if your friend puts more than 3 ingredients into his ramen noodles, you know where he spent some of his time at. I just found out that they have a Canadian Jeopardy version now. It's almost the same as the original one, only your answers must be made in the form of an apology. Step on their foot. How to get a Canadian to apologize. A lady on a commuter train was reading a newspaper article about life and death statistics. Fascinated with it all, she turned to the man next to her and said, "Did you know that every time I breathe, somebody dies?" "Really?" he said. "Have you tried mouthwash?" Tony Toons, Weekly Words of Wisdom.
The Tony Tunes Weekly Words of Wisdom.
Nap. The best cure when everything is going wrong in your life. Karma. When you use the last of the toilet paper, don't replace it and then are the next person to use the bathroom. Tomorrow. A mythical period in time which everyone knows about but has absolutely no memory of. Just saying. The phrase you say before ending a sentence because dumbass would be rather offensive. People don't intimidate me at all. I'll sit right next to a motherfucker that doesn't like me, look him dead in the eye and say, "Sup, I was told once by a red-headed girlfriend of mine that one of the worst things about being a ginger is that everyone knows whose pubes are left on the soap." Me. "I'm going out to a dinner party and they told me to bring a nice bottle of wine. You know how much I should spend on a nice bottle of wine?" Friend. "I don't know, about half an hour?" Hey. You know that fake laugh you do when you don't know what someone just said? Dan married one of a pair of identical twin women. But less than a year later, he was in court filing for divorce. "Okay," the judge said, "tell the court why you want a divorce after only such a short marriage." "Well, Your Honor, you see, every once in a while my sister-in-law Tammy would come over for a visit. And because she and my wife, Terry, are so identical looking, every once in a while I'd end up making love to Tammy by mistake." "Surely there must be some differences between the two women," the judge said. "Oh, you better believe there's a difference," Dan said. "That's why I want a divorce."